I'm Terry Owens. On this edition of MTA Commuter Connections, we'll show you how MTA is gearing up to get you to Pimlico for the Preakness. There's also a new way to purchase MARC train and commuter bus passes online. And we'll introduce you to MTA's Bus Operator of the Year. All that and much more on this edition of MTA Commuter Connections. Welcome to MTA Commuter Connections. For this edition, we're on location at Pimlico, home of the 138th running of the Preakness. You certainly know it's spring in our region when we start talking about the second jewel of the Triple Crown and returning here to Old Hilltop. And could this be the year that we finally see a Triple Crown winner? The Preakness, always a great day of fun for race fans, and obviously a very busy day for our first guest. Tom Chuckas is the president of the Maryland Jockey Club, and he joins us to talk about the event. Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So once again, the eyes of the world will focus on Baltimore. Talk about this event and what it means not only for the city, but the state of Maryland.
I think there are a lot of people that benefit from the Preakness. I mean, you can start with the state. All eyes of the world are on us. We put our best foot forward. We show us what really the state is all about. From when you come into the airport, you travel here and so on. For the city of Baltimore, downtown is vibrant. The hotels are booked, the restaurants are filled, people have a great experience. And last is Pimlico. It's historic, it's traditional, but even the old girl here has some warts on it, let's say. Everyone comes and has a fantastic day.
Talk about this racetrack's place in the history of horse racing.
I mean, arguably, behind the Kentucky Derby, it is the second most famous, most historic race in the world today. It's been here for many, many years, over 200 years, the Jockey Club, and it's the second biggest day in racing. Right after the Kentucky Derby is the Preakness, and everybody, to win a Triple Crown, you got to come through Baltimore. So we get the best of the best horses, the best trainers, and the best jockeys, and it is just a fabulous day.
What kind of a driver is this for the economy, the local economy?
We can have a debate, but studies have shown that it generates an economic impact, specifically to Baltimore, Baltimore County, and the state, anywhere from $30 to $60 million for the week in question. It's our Super Bowl. Every year it's our Super Bowl.
Yeah. And what people should know is that this is not just a one-day event. As you said, you've got activities spread out over an entire week?
That's correct. I mean, this year for first, we have a kickoff party down at Pier 6. Phil Vassar will be playing. It's kind of for Baltimore to get on board. It opens Preakness week up. You have the draw on Wednesday. You have the Alibi Breakfast Thursday morning. Thursday night, there's a party in downtown. And then you start on Friday with the real racing, is Black-Eyed Susan Day. And Saturday you move into Preakness. And for Black-Eyed Susan Day, it's a little different. We've always had the great racing and so on. We're going to open up this infield on Friday at about 2 o'clock. We have the Goo Goo Dolls headlining with a couple other bands. So we're going to kind of take what we do on Preakness Day and kind of move it into Friday. And hopefully in a year or two we'll have a weekend event. You come in and you have a fantastic day.
That entertainment package that you reference is a fairly recent development out here. Talk about the difference that it's made in helping you attract perhaps the non-racing fan to the Preakness.
Well, 2008 was the last year that we had basically the BYOB. You could bring your own. In 2009 we started to limit that, take it away. We recognized from a corporate perspective for our guests, especially for the younger people, we had to do something. So, I mean, you've seen over the years, we've had OAR and Zach Brown, we've had Bruno Mars and Train, last year Maroon 5 and Wiz Khalifa as headliners. So what we try to do is, the Preakness is still the focus, the racing is still the focus, but I get people in the infield, last year over 50,000, that come and enjoy the races, but you see fabulous music acts. I mean, take a look this year. The headliner on the main stage is Pitbull, you have Macklemore and Lewis, you have Afrojack. On the second stage, you have a little different genre, you have Chevelle, you have Florida Georgia Line and a local group that opens in the morning, Kristen and the Noise. We're working with the Baltimore Sports. They're going to have some flag football and so on out there. You've got Wagering 101. It's just a day that if you're a race fan, you have everything you could possibly want. If you're not, it's probably the best event in the Mid-Atlantic to come to and have some fun. And we've done a really good job. My staff is fabulous.
You guys work year-round at this thing, and I can imagine there's probably something that's been tweaked that the longtime race fan is going to walk in and go, wow, that's a little different this year.
Well, I mean, you're standing in one of the changes. We made the winner's circle used to be very small and antiquated. We've opened it up, made it look a lot better. We've spent time trying to fix different things. It's tough with this building because it is so old. We spent a lot of money on HVAC and air conditioning on the inside. But you'll see some changes. Under Armour continues to grow out in the infield as a representative for the state and a partner of ours. The International Pavilion this year is going to be sponsored by Japan. Japan will be the host country. We've done that for a couple years. Overall, we just try to keep elevating the experience, and we take the comments at the end of each year. We do the good, the bad, and the ugly routine, and we try to improve it. And I think based on public review and press review in the last couple of years, the city's happy, the county's happy, and the state's happy. That will sustain the industry in this state. And if we continue to work together, the commission has been a driving force, obviously, but the horsemen, the breeders, and the track, I think we can get it back to where we need to get it back to.
All right. Tom Chuckas, president of the Maryland Jockey Club, thank you so much for joining us on MTA Commuter Connections. Looking forward to a great race.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And we'll take a quick break. Be back in just a moment.